Hey, wonderful Christian. Yeah, I'm okay. I got another draft off of one of the stories I'm trying to tell with my editor. Sadly, not one with melancholy in it. Kind of a story about racial appropriation. A girl called Simone in London learns how to use genetic splicing to brown skin. So you take the melanin out of, in her case, her Punjabi boyfriend, and then makes her skin darker because she's an only child and she's not accepted by his family, and she's in love with him, and she's young and, privileged white girl, Punjabi family. You can see where the conflict would arise. But of course, it's been written by me, and I'm kind of on her side in many ways as part of this whole Jane Queen's world. So I think it's turned out okay. The original draft, I tried to do too much. But now, the themes of my stories are coming out pretty strong. And I have a melancholy story, and this whole thing with Untapped is really kind of locked into, I think, why I came up with the melancholy character in the first place. And actually why that melancholy character, I saw so much of her in you, because you're a really principled person, Christian. I know sometimes you try to downplay that as, because you're a curious person, because I do think you're open to having your mind changed. And you're looking for leadership, not least from the men that you date. You want some sort of fucking leadership from these clowns. But yeah, just the principles of some of the apathetic and bad and confused behavior, particularly of men, who are often the decision makers. The stories I want to tell around melancholy are pretty subversive. But yeah, it was just interesting. I think I've removed most of the incriminating content on Untapped, so I don't think we'll be banned again. But fuck, it was the funny stuff. It was really good stuff. Anyway, I've preserved all of it, so we can now repurpose it and have fun with it, hopefully, and I've got to get better organized on that. And find a format that works, so I can send you the picture, send you the caption, and then you just work your magic around it and send you funny lines. You can just speak to camera really easily and win over better people, particularly women. Melancholy was always designed to appeal to women. And it's kind of, I was thinking one of my darker moments, do I regret getting into beer? Because the dudes that are in it are so dull. There's some really extraordinary people, but I just feel like there's so few of them compared to, say, wine, and God knows whiskey has some really interesting people, complete losers and douchebags and wankers as well, but some really interesting people. And I just wonder about beer now. I just wonder how much latent misogyny is flying around. There's a conversation I need to have with, some of Melancholy's friends, adore the version of Melancholy mutually played by Christian and Sietel, and it's really interesting in their perspective and the frustration around certain subcultures. So yeah, there's a lot going through my head. I spend most of my days trying to lock down this pharmacy deal. We've had a COVID outbreak in the area, amazingly. I'm not really affected, but I'm vaccinating a fuckload every day, and it's kind of exhausting. But that's because the owner here is on leave, and actually been really productive, and so yeah, it's kind of my health's all over the shop, really fucking all over the shop. Bad pain days one day, pretty good, really productive days the next day, but I can't guarantee that I wake up and I have any level of energy. But hey, it is what it is. We should chat. If you want to join in on that Lexi call, it's happening 9 a.m. Friday. I was so interested in your sentence that, I wonder if Lexi is that easy to deal with. Kind of get that vibe. But I tend to idealize people I admire, and I really do admire her singing. I know you think it's kind of like, oh, he's attracted to her, but I really don't think it's that. And I know I've defended myself on that before, so it looks bad when a guy defends himself so many times. Like, he's trying to talk himself out of it. But, yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what a song about beer and wine and the characters of Furious and Melancholy would sound like. I think Mike would make a really nice... Mike DeRoos, my Minnesota friend, who I met in a craft beer bar in Austin. You know, he does nice kind of a singer called Michael Penn. He's very old. He did a song called Someone to Dance With. Kind of a Michael Penn vibe about him. I don't know if Ed Sheeran's a bad comparison because the song rhythms are similar, but he's not really like Ed Sheeran in any other way. Yeah, he'd make a good song, but Lex is more of a star, I think, musically than maybe she even realizes she is. But then I wonder if I'm projecting because it is really just one song, whether I have just overrated her on that song. But I think I'm a pretty good judge of when somebody's good at what they do. I mean, I believed in you because you still, in my humble opinion, have star potential. And it just sucks that we're not in the same space. That's true. I mean, how could we have predicted that? Damn it. Anyway, we should have a proper chat because this is probably really dragged on. I've never sent a 6-minute video. Luckily, I've got fast Wi-Fi here in the middle of nowhere, so... Love you, speak soon. Maybe call me back now, although I've got to use my AirPods because my speaker's busted on this phone. I finally got my other SIM card and my other older iPhone 10 working again, but that's got its own fucking problems. Welcome to Sietel's world. I know you roll your eyes when you look at this and it's like, Sietel. You are self-sufficient enough and wealthy enough that you can just fix all these problems. And yet I just seem to find new problems. God damn it. Anyway, as you can see, I'm in decent spirits. But it could be the painkiller talking.